Hey, what's up guys, my name is here. Welcome to another tutorial on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to color grade your images in Photoshop, or let's say how I color grade in Photoshop. I will take you through a step-by-step process on how to go about it and brief you on understanding colors. If you're kind of new to color grading in Photoshop or kind of lost on how to get started, then I think you are on the right video. If at all you find this video useful or helped you in any way, kindly like it and please subscribe to support me create more videos like this for you. Now let's get into the video. One of the most important things you got to know before color grading is color theory. What it basically means is understanding the colors in your image and how they work with each other. There are some colors that match and others that don't. So in color grading, you have to know how to put this together and how to play around with them to get the perfect result. I'll be doing a separate video and go in depth on how color theory really works and how to use them during color gradings. But for now, let's start editing. Separating the subjects from the background. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to hide the old color grading group. Go to New Adjustment Layer icon and select Levels. Move to the middle slider handle and set it to 1.31. Now click on the background layer. Move to the Select menu at the top and scroll down to Subject. This will automatically create a selection around the model. Photoshop didn't do a great job on this image, so I will go ahead and do it manually. Now move to Quick Selection tool on the left corner and manually select the subject. Take your time and fine-tune the selection. With the layer mask selected, select the brush tool and with black as the foreground color, brush over the selection. Now, still with the layer mask selected, press Ctrl and I to invert the mask. Now decrease the opacity and set it to 48%. Adding color to skin. Move to the New Adjustment Layer icon below. Click on it and create a new selective color adjustment layer. With this, we are going to boost the skin tones by adding some color to it to make it pop. So we will first mask out the skin by creating a layer mask on it. So click on the Levels Adjustment Layer Mask we created below, and whilst holding Alt on the keyboard, drag and release it on the newly created selective color as shown and select Yes on the pop-up. Now click on the selective color adjustment layer. We will now play around with the sliders to get the colors we want. On the colors drop down, we will select individual colors and play with them. We will start with the blacks. Set the black in the blacks to -4 and yellow to +5. Magenta to +2 and leave the cyan at 0. Let's move to yellow. Set the black to +15, yellow to +2, magenta to +19 and cyan to -51. Next is red. Set the black to +42, yellow to +12, magenta to -4 and cyan to -7. Kindly subscribe and leave a like to this video if you've learned anything so far. Thank you in advance. Let's continue. Darkening background. Let's move to the next step. At this point, we are going to darken the background to make the model stand out of the image. To do that, we will create a new selective color adjustment layer like I showed earlier and mask it out. Follow the same steps. This time around, with the new layer mask copy made selected, we will hold Ctrl and press I to invert the selection from our model to the background. Now let's play around with the sliders to get the effect we want. We will start with the neutrals. Set the blacks to +6, the yellows to -8. Leave the magenta and cyan at 0. Click on the drop down and select greens. Set the blacks to +100, the yellow at -90, magenta at +100, and cyan at -100. On the yellows, set the blacks to +77 and yellows to +94 and magentas to +98 and cyan at +60. Finally, the reds, set the black to -84 and yellow to -3, the magenta to -59 and cyan to +1. This is how our image is looking now. Now let's move to the next step. Adding color to the background. Now let's create a new adjustments layer by moving to the new adjustments layer icon below and selecting hue saturation. Let's replace the layer mask on it with the one below by holding Alt and dragging it to the new layer mask and select yes on a pop-up message. We maintain this layer mask because we are still working on the background layer. Now on the hue slider, set it to -26 and saturation to +34 and leave the lightness at 0. Let's look at a quick before and after. Adding color to the outfit. At this point, we will add some color to her outfit to make it pop a little more. We will repeat the same step we just did by creating a new hue saturation adjustments layer and hold Alt and drag the layer mask onto the newly created one and select yes to accept. Then hold Ctrl and I to invert the selection back to our model. We will then click on the icon near the layer mask to bring up the sliders. Now set the hue slider to +13 and saturation slider to +40 and leave the lightness at 0. Next, we will select the layer mask again and select the brush tool. We will brush off her face and skin, leaving the effect only on her outfit. Hold Alt and click on the layer mask to see your selection. Repeat the same procedure again to revert back to our image and check your before and after. Boosting image saturation. You can relax now since we won't be masking anything from here. Now let's boost our overall saturation a bit, just to make our image pop a little bit more. We will create a new hue saturation adjustment layer for this. Leave the hue at 0 and set saturation at +10 and leave lightness as it is. Adding vignettes to the image. Now let's proceed to add a little vignette effect to our image. To do this, let's go to the new adjustments layer icon below and select gradient fill. On the gradient menu, click on the gradient at the top, which will pull up the gradient editor. Now click on the first slider handle, Move to the color below it and pick black at the left bottom corner and select OK. Move to the other handle on the opposite side, click on it, and at the color side, select delete to delete the color and select OK. Back to the main gradient fill menu. At the style option, click on the drop down and change it to radial. Move downwards and check the reverse box. Now set the scale amount to 203%. Reposition it by clicking and holding it and drag the center slightly to her face and select OK. Move to the opacity at the top and change it to 61%. Adding lights to the image. Next, we'll add a little light to our image to brighten it up a bit. We will create a curves adjustment layer and pull the middle handle up just a bit to add some light to our image. Then we check the before and after. Adding shine to the image. At this point, we'll add some shine to our image. We will create a new selective color adjustment layer. Select the white and set the black to -63. And this is what we had. Kindly check out other great tutorials on this channel and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your time. See you next time.